One of the most important things about any airsoft rifle build is the optic that you use. You need something that you like, that is high quality, has zero parallax, something you can rely on and can withstand even the most basic amounts of recoil. And to tick all those boxes, sometimes it can cost a considerable amount of money. We're talking the low entry fee of about $120, which for a lot of players is quite a bit of money, understandably. However, even then, you've got to make sure you're shopping in the right market. There are plenty of Airsoft branded optics that are very low quality and offer very little in terms of benefits towards a player. In the last couple of years, a company named Vortex have become more popular. They are a real steel optic company, but airsofters have been taken to them due to their affordability, their quality, and they have a warranty where no matter how the sight is damaged or harmed, you will get a replacement for free. Now, these are all great incentives, absolutely, but it's nice to have some variety because after a while you see everybody running the same optics and it's nice to be a bit different. And there are still other good options out there. Now, a lot of people like to run red dots, but it's nice to have some variety. There's a site called a holographic type site, and these have a different reticle or symbol, similar to this one here. And it's just nice to have that variety and something different. However, these holographic sites are typically very expensive in relative terms to airsoft budgets. The cheapest you could get one is maybe $400 second hand. And new from Vortex, they have a UH1, which is the best part of £500. And then you've also got the iconic EOTech sites, which can be anything from £700 and higher, which is quite a lot to be spending. So then we move on to clones, and these are companies that find these successful holographic sites and remake them to their own quality and specification. Typically, they look very similar, but the performance is very lacking. These are very common, and most people buy these types of sites. They're very cheap, they could be sub $50, and they do the job okay. But this was until recently. I noticed a company that's been growing in popularity called Holy Warrior, and they make clones of real optics but to an unprecedented degree, something very high quality. And so I decided to make a purchase and review it and see what I think. So here it is. This is the Holy Warrior EOTech XPS2 site clone. Immediately, it's very nice material. The trades seem very similar to the real ones. Everything's sharp and in the right place it should be. It has a lovely metal matte finish. And on the surface, pretty good. So what I'm thinking of doing is doing an in-depth breakdown for you, and we can see what we can actually get from this. We'll do some comparisons to real steel, some actual shooting and visual tests, and also just general opinions and, more importantly, nitpicking. So firstly, how much does it cost? Well, this was the better part of $103 before shipping, which, when you consider the prices of other holographic clones, is definitely up there as the most expensive. But we're going to see if that price is justified. So there are some fantastic similarities with the real EOTech XPS sites. You get a selection of stickers to apply yourself to imitate the real ones. You get some fantastic laser engraved symbols. The buttons are very positive to click. All the screws are done in just perfectly. The things that stand out to me though are the front lens. It's particularly shiny and not something I think is totally accurate to its real steel counterpart. And also the sight picture lens is a bit clouded over. It's a bit grayer, it's not perfectly clear, but I guess this is nitpicking really, as it's still perfectly doable in most light scenarios. So next we move on to the reticle and how it sits in the optic. I'm going to do these tests outside for you, but I'll narrate over what I see. So when you turn on the sight, it will flash for a couple of seconds before remaining totally on. I will just point out that any lines you see going through it, like it's strobing, this is an effect of the camera and is not present with your eyes when you own it. This is to do with the shutter speed of my camera interfering with the light refresh rate in the lens. Other than that, very sharp, very nice, very positive. I'm pretty happy with how it looks. So next we move on to a thing called Parallax. And for those who don't know what Parallax, let me just explain it to you. Parallax occurs when the target and the reticle are on different planes within your optic. So what this means is if you aim at a center mass of a target and then move your head slightly left, right, upwards and downwards, your reticle should stay dead center where you were originally aiming. An example of bad parallax would be your reticle slightly moves left or right depending on where your head is. It should not move depending on the position of your head. Now with real steel optics, you have excellent parallax. There is almost no difference depending on where your head sits once you are aiming at a target. And unfortunately, this is something that is not common with replica optics for airsoft. They are typically with very poor parallax, and it's something that is always going to be an issue with these clones. However, with this Holy Warrior clone, the parallax is very, very, very good, to the point where there actually isn't any issues. So this is a very good surprise, a welcome one if that, and makes that $103 price tag even more worth it in my opinion. So next we move to recoil. How does the Holy Warrior clone respond to this recoil? And the answer is quite positively. I was noticing no change in reticle movement. My shots were staying on target depending on where I was shooting from. Very happy and very surprised. I took the best part of about 400 shots and never noticed an issue. So this is also a huge problem that comes with these clones. They cannot withstand recoil, even basic AEG recoil, and I'm using gas blowback recoil here, which is definitely much more intense. So overall, what are my thoughts on the Holy Warrior clone? And honestly, I'm extremely surprised that something of this quality can occur from a Chinese replica. Typically, they're very low quality, but Holy Warrior has really pushed the boat out with what they can provide. We have something that is very shockingly similar to the real steel counterpart. This will definitely be something I recommend to people looking for a good, reliable holographic sight for airsoft use, who maybe don't have the budget for it. I'll be putting a link in the description to the Holy Warrior store where you can buy this optic. Holy Warrior also make other optic clones that I hear good things about. I may review them depending on the feedback of this video. But also let me know that. Tell me what you think about this. Do you think there are other issues that it might have? Is this something you would pay for? Do you think there are other better holographic clones out there? And if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe. We've got loads more of these reviews coming out soon. Lots of comparisons, some more top 5 videos. And I've also got some cool products coming out that I think you guys will like. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.